and welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Josh Widdicombe and Ed Byrne, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Hal Cruttenden. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board, 6 categories. Hal, which category would you like?
Sport.
OK, the category is sport. The answer is yoga, sushi and ice. What is the question?
Is this what Eric Pickles uses to deal with trapped wind?
Is it what would the 3 wise men have brought Jesus if he was born in Notting Hill?
You think your Chinese tattoo says keep the faith. What does it actually mean?
Is it in fact just what does Madonna smell of?
Is it 16 years from now, what will my son tell me when I ask him what A-levels he's doing?
Is it name 3 things Nigella won't be asking Charles Saatchi to pay for anymore?
Is it Pingu's Rider?
He does nothing. I'm doing nothing until I get more sushi in here.
What is the strapline to the hit Japanese television programme, The Loose-Limbed Fish Eaters of the Arctic?
Is it what answer will you get if you ask Paris Hilton to name the elements?
Is it, if you own a bar in Soho, what should you call it to guarantee it'll always be chock full of wankers?
Is it simply what are 3 things which are very difficult to sell door to door?
It is name 3 things that can make you lose the feeling in your legs.
Sushi? Yeah. Do you know what sushi actually is?
Is it what Andy Murray uses to keep up his training regime?
It absolutely is. Well done. Yes, the question I was looking for, name 3 things that were part of Andy Murray's preparations for his historic Wimbledon win. This is news that in scorching temperatures, Andy Murray defeated the world #1 Novak Djokovic to become the first British man in 77 years to win the Wimbledon men's singles final. An integral part of helping Murray achieve his success was his health and fitness regime, which included yoga, a 6,000 calorie a day sushi-rich diet and post-match ice baths. Did you watch it? Did you enjoy it?
Did I watch the ice bath?
The ice bath? No, that wasn't broadcast.
Apparently, he actually has ice baths in a wheelie bin. And I think that can't be enjoyable, can it? Particularly if he does it on a Tuesday and gets carried away by the cancer.
It was a historic moment because it was after years of naysaying, years of doubt, years of, you know, can it be done? After 77 years, Andy Murray proved that Scottish people can operate in that temperature.
I know, by the way, I know that the you know, last year Andy came into the studio after after not winning the final. It's kind of become a little tradition, and I don't want to make a big thing of it, but he's in the back of the room tonight there, enjoying the show so far. Andy, laughing away there. Yes, ha 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 ha! Don't freeze frame it. Don't freeze frame it. It gives it away. We sent the invitation.
He's had a shave since the final. It's amazing.
We're laughing away. He loved that one. Did you like that one as well, Andy? Do you think that's very funny? Laughing away. Very, very good.
The fact that the bloke who was here last year behind him's come back again.
Good to have him back as well. Good to have Terry there. Hiya, Terry. Good to have you here. Yes, he trains using sushi diet. And what they do is they give him a load of sushi and then he has to run around the conveyor belt trying to get it. That's been a major part of his training.
That's why his training is so expensive. Those little plates add up, don't
Oh,
they?
man, sometimes they go, green plate, and he'll drop all the red plates and just go for green plates and get them set.
It's actually it's a really difficult game to understand. And I think they make it deliberately difficult to make it more exclusive. So everyone's going, why does it go 15, 30, you know, and then 40, love, and it's 40, 30, and surely it's 40, 40. And they go, no, don't be silly, it's juice, you peasant. They deliberately have designed it like that, haven't they?
They have made it particularly difficult. What does it go to? What is the mystery number after 40? In my head, it's 60. I've always presumed it's 15, 30, 40, 60.
Do you know it is?
But they never say it.
I know, actually, I genuinely, I mean, this isn't funny, this is actually true.
What?
Get off the show! Get off the show!
Do you want me to say this?
misread the memo of Thomas Ketchum. What is
I know what it is. It's a clock face, so it's 15 and then it was 30 and then it used to be 45, but they, for some reason, over time it became 40, so it is 60, so you're right.
Well,
no. Point to Dara's team.
At this stage, I'm actually in the lead.
If I wandered into the wrong studio, it's a question of sport.
We're going to play the mystery guest round, and what happens next?
Yeah. Well, maybe it's Andy Murray. He's still up there laughing away.
You would think, Dara, that maybe if Andy Murray was here, he could have answered your question himself.
Probably. Yeah.
Although he wouldn't. If you'd asked him a question, he'd have gone, oh, well... Oh, Christ.
It does, doesn't it? Every time he makes even winning sound like quite depressing. Everything's like, oh well, you know, the first set wasn't so. I've tried to grow a beard. It's just bum fluff. I don't even like tennis. I'm just too scared to tell my mum. I am.
There was a fantastic radio commentary just when he got to the first of the 4 championship points. The commentator said, and now the moment that none of us in our wildest dreams imagined would happen. And you think, you couldn't imagine that the world number 2... You have a very limited imagination. I started thinking, what else is this guy going to be absolutely shocked by? He opens a door with a handle. He goes, never in my wildest dreams.
There's a whole other room in here.
It was 50 degrees heat, though, isn't it? And he wasn't wearing a hat. And you're thinking, you know, he's strawberry blonde at best. And Djokovic was wearing a hat. And then I went off to make a cup of tea. I came back, and Murray's wearing a hat, and Djokovic isn't.
Yes.
It seemed like there was only one hat. It was almost like they'd changed ends, and Djokovic had taken off his hat, was mopping his brow, and Murray had thought, I'm having that.
This kind of idea that there's been 77 years of hurt isn't true, is it? Because there's been no one who's been going just like walking around. You're right, mate. Sorry, I just remembered we haven't won Wimbledon in 74 years. We're going to have to take the day off work. The pain is too much.
He's only 26. He hasn't been waiting 77 years. Can we just clear that up?
But the Queen, she got a message. He got a message from the Queen, didn't he? She is like, she's in her 80s. For 77 years, she's been waiting to send that message. And the message she sent was, congratulations for finally succeeding after 77 years. It's a message she'd pre-written for Prince Charles, right?
They say, like, Andy Murray's he's so inspiring because he trains so hard. And I go, that's not inspiring, because that means I don't want to do this. And what would be inspiring if they said, he's not just won Wimbledon, he gets up at 11 o'clock, has a fry-up, then he goes to the leisure centre hungover, and then he goes to Cineworld. And he still wins Wimbledon. That's an inspiring guy.
But sitting in the chair between hands going... Oh, go out again, go on. Underarm here.
He nearly didn't get to the final, though. Did you watch the semi-final?
Yes.
They brought the roof on, so he was 2 sets up, he was whatever, he was ahead anyway, and they closed the roof, and his whole momentum went. And the reason they closed the roof, it wasn't raining, they didn't close it to stop the rain, they closed it because they thought it might get dark. And you have to have the roof closed to have the lights on. You have to have it shut to turn the lights on. It's the reverse of a fridge.
Have they thought of just turning on the lights?
Apparently the reason why they can't do that is because so close to Heathrow, a plane might land on them.
They're not... Planes aren't moths. They don't...
I see how you got that science show now. Planes are not moths.
Do you know what? It is... The whole thing, though, is going to change Britain. I think that all this week, children will be getting out tennis rackets and they'll be phoning up their local club and finding out it's too expensive to join.
My favourite headline was the Sun. You know, everyone's been looking at all of his preparation, everything that's led up to this, and the Sun had a headline that said Murray's amazing routine that turned him into Superman-D, right? Which they think is a pun on Superman and Andy, but actually just makes him sound like the world's campiest superhero. It's a job for Superman-D. I do burglars wear those stripes. They are so fat.
Did you see those terrible musical montages at the
Oh,
end of
why?
each set? You know, and you're there thinking, well, imagine they did that for us. You know, when somebody here, like, wins a point or something, gives the answer, and then there's this do, 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 do. You know, it's all in slow motion.
Slow motion.
That's a good week, by the way, for British sport anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Froome...
Yeah, I love Chris Froome because he's got a name that sounds like what it sounds like when he goes past you. Froome.
Yeah. France haven't won the Tour de France in 30 years now.
And you think they know their way round.
You know it's there. Because most of the other cyclists go the wrong way around the roundabout. The French guy, I know exactly where they're going.
He was raised in South Africa, wasn't he? And the only reason he took up cycling was because he couldn't get into our cricket team. That was the...
I feel
The
sorry.
only reason I'm here is because I couldn't get into Westlife.
At the end of that round, points to Ed, Josh and Andy. Now we play a round called Mock the Creek without a paddle. This game involves Hal and Josh, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is our stand-up challenge. I launch a wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first subject is the North-South divide. Hal.
The North-South divide, yes. I believe we should build a wall and make it official. I do. Obviously, you know, Northerners can build it. Well, pay for it. But it's all built on stereotypes. The assumptions are all... It's all built on stereotypes. I have relatives in Grimsby who come to London and look for London to fulfil its stereotype. So they walk round going, oh, it's so unfriendly, no one chats to each other. And I say to them, why this constant need to chat? In Grimsby. I said to them, there was a little less chat and a bit more reading. Grimsby could be a cultural and economic superpower, it really could. The assumption is ridiculous, though. The assumption that everybody down south is rich is unfair. Like London, yes, very wealthy city. It's also got the biggest concentration of poverty in the UK is in London. That's a fact. Not me, thank God. God, no. Don't be silly. No. This goes tits up. Mummy bails me out. But, see, maybe that's why I've got a thing about this, because I am from a very middle-class southern family, and I am a bit of a middle-class southern twat. You know, we're one of those families that meet and everything is lovely. It's like, so how are you? Are you well? Yes, I'm lovely. Are you lovely? I'm lovely too. But we're not really lovely. We can't do confrontation, the middle classes. That's why you never see us on the Jeremy Kyle show. Ever, do you? Ever. She's sleeping with your best mate! Well, obviously, I'm not happy about it, Jeremy. It'd be rubbish, isn't it? They're having a baby, she stole money off you to buy drugs. She is a bit of a character, isn't she?
Thank you very much, Hal. Well done. Now we're left with Josh. Let's see what you have. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is the home. Josh Whittaker.
My flatmate is kind of filling our kitchen full of all the kind of pointless things my mum has in her home now. I don't know if you've got... We've just got this tea bag saucer, the saucer for tea bags. It's a very useful item. If you haven't got it, what it is, it's a saucer that you keep halfway between your kettle and your bin. And it's basically for when you make a cup of tea and then you get the tea bag, look across at the bin and go... I mean, that's a journey, isn't it? I mean, that's 3 or 4 yards. I mean, I need a stop-off. That's like driving to Leeds. I could drive timeless. Then you walk halfway, put your tea bag down, go back, pick up your cup of tea and walk past the bin and out the kitchen. All we've done is create a kind of tea bag death row. That's all we've done. We've got our tea bag sauce on our breakfast bar. If you haven't got a breakfast bar, what it is, it's an extra yard of sideboard. And it's for eating your breakfast. It's when you wake up in the morning.